So, video one. The concept is this. The exercise does not determine the result. I'll say that again. The exercise does not determine the outcome or the result. The goal is what defines the exercise to get a more precise result. Okay? Now, what does that mean exactly? Before I go into the different components of what exactly that means, I want to explain one myth, one mistake that people are making, is thinking that if they follow a specific program, an ABC program, that they are going to get ABC as a result. This is incorrect. This is not accurate. It is not precise. Now, why do I say that? Well, first of all, because I've been doing this for almost a decade. And as long as I've been doing this and training clients, rarely is that the case. Why is that? Let me give you an analogy, okay? When it comes to, especially for personal trainers training clients, but also for people training themselves and following an arbitrary program or a prescription, okay? This is important. I have a friend. This friend is 6'5", 6'6". I'm 5'4". This friend of mine, we'll call him Paul. Paul has a vehicle, and if Paul was to lend me his vehicle one time, I drove his car, I drove his vehicle, but I could not adjust anything in the car. Okay? So I drove my friend's vehicle, Paul, he's 6'5", 6'6", I'm 5'4". I cannot adjust the seat, I cannot adjust the mirrors, any of them. Can't adjust the steering wheel. How well am I going to drive that vehicle? Not very well. Okay? I would need to adjust the seat, I need to adjust the steering wheel, mirrors, okay? All to fit my height and my structure. That makes sense when I say that. That makes sense to people, okay? Reversely, if I have a vehicle and my friend Paul tries to get into my tiny ass vehicle, he won't be able to drive it properly. He needs to adjust the seat, the steering wheel, the mirrors, according to his height and his structure. That makes sense. So why are we following a program without taking into account our own mechanics? Doesn't make sense. You need to know you need to understand the structure of an individual. Without knowing an individual's structures, what they have, what they can own, what they can tolerate, different capacities, why are you giving them a program? That's a mistake, and that's the myth, okay? And that's what we want to stop doing. So, how do you determine what is the proper exercise for each individual? You have to focus on a few things. I'll give you a hint, and I'll go more in depth at later videos, but here's a hint. So, you have to look at different structures as far as the spine is concerned. The pelvis, we have different femur lengths, different limbs, different clavicles, okay? So these are the things that you need to consider, okay? If, for example, I'm gonna bring Ahmed. Okay, so Ahmed and I, are we the same? No, we're not the same. If he was to give me a wingspan, okay, like so, and I was to step right in front of him, are we the same? No, we are not. That's obvious to see. So how does it make sense for me to get him to do an exercise the way I do an exercise? That's incorrect. I need to look at his structure, okay? I need to look at pelvis, spine, shoulders. I need to look at every angle that I can, and I need to redefine the exercise according to him. But people don't do that. Why? Because that's challenging. But if you're not doing that, you need to stop training. You need to stop training, and you need to learn those skills, and then you can continue training. How do you determine that? And if people want to know what's the best exercise for them, squat, bench, whatever, deadlift, then you can come in and you can see us. You can talk to us, and we can determine that information for you, because everybody's different. By the way, that's just the mechanical component. I haven't even gotten into the psychological component, okay? The emotional elements attached to that, because that is something else in the topic of further videos. So again, the exercise does not determine the result. It gives you a result, but are you an A results person, or are you an the results person? The results, the desired result for you. The goal defines the exercise. And that exercise depends on what the individual has, what they can own, what they can tolerate. I'll go into more further information as the video goes along.